I just want to try something here a minute.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be back in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, guys. Yeah. Bye.
Can you hear me now, G?
Yes.
I just tried another microphone, but it doesn't work. Okay. Silverstone National. What's the weather? All dry. Cool. All right, mate. And then there was just me. All on me lonesome.
That was a lovely poo.
Glad you enjoyed it.
It was great.
We're over the moon about that. Woo!
Love your video, Dad. Okay. What?
Sorry, I was just dicking around with microphones. Sorry, what'd you say, Dan?
Said I like your video.
Yeah, it's alright, wasn't it?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Almost sounds serious.
Almost.
Almost. We're up to...
Almost, like we're almost talking about cancer.
Yeah, almost. Like a serious subject. I think we're up to like 350 quid already.
Yeah, I know. Crazy already.
Yeah. And I haven't put my pound in yet.
Pound? Oh shit, I better change car.
Oh, bollocks. I meant to look for a LAN lead. Yeah, did you notice, Dan,
What?
that I just borrowed your text?
What?
I just borrowed your text when I posted up. I just borrowed your text and just changed the names.
Oh, I see. My post.
Yeah. For fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. Bride for a wedding, that Heartland's wedding, has asked all the guests for their song choices. I think I have loads of fucking shit, aren't we? Right, how do I politely reply with, I ain't playing all that shit?
Get fucked.
Yeah, it's a little bit rude that way.
I'm only taking songs with I'm only accepting songs with people who have good taste in music.
Yeah, could say that. Or I could just say, I could just do my standard thing, go, yeah, no problem, and then not bother playing them anyway. No, that's, and if someone asks, go, yeah, I played it earlier. Didn't you hear it?
Must have been when you were buying a drink.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's not a lot of songs, but. Jay's just joined.
No. Yes!
No. Yes.
No, as in he's not here, but yes for me.
Yeah.
Bollocks!
Is Cobb supposed to be in here?
He is.
Okay. Oh, I see. They Kurt and Cobb come up from tier 2, have they? Yeah.
It's top 5, wasn't it? Top 5, top bottom 5 get demoted, doesn't it? So who's getting demoted? Well, we've already got 3 spaces available, haven't we? Which would be then who would that one person be? Would that be Vligurk then? I think it's Vligurk. Oh shit.
Smokey can't race. Why?
I don't know, just health.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
Damn it!
It's no good winning points by default, Dan. It's just not worth it. It's hollow.
Press now. Right, I'm going to... Perfect. I'm going in game chat. I'll catch y'all later.
Alright, mate, good luck.
Bye.
He's gone for a shit. He said he wasn't going to be long. Wow, it's possible. Yeah, you get started and we'll.
I'm back.
He's there. There you go. Look, just in the nick of time.
I didn't do one. I'm just fucking eating a spaghetti bolognese in 4 minutes.
Oh, excellent.
I probably will need one in between the sprint and the feature. Hey, Friday, Saturday's going to be awesome, Kelly. We'll talk a bit about that in the stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seen the donations coming in on
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
research?
yeah, I have. Yeah,
Loads.
yeah. I've done a video. I've posted it on my Facebook page, which was always the plan. To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're up to 350 quid already.
Yeah, I sent it round my company, and as soon as it went out, it was like a load of people were on it.
Yeah, I sent it round my company, but as it's only me.
Yeah. Look, you can see somebody on the balcony there.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah, not as enthusiastic as that lady at Willow Springs, eh?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Motive Racing here for the Silent X Energy Clio Cup for the final round here at Silverstone. Welcome along. My name's Kelly Davis. I am one of your commentators. I'm joined in the commentary box by my very good friend, my teammate, and we've been friends for 4 or 5 weeks now. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Story, aka X Mark. Good evening, Mark. How are you?
Good evening, Kelly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have been friends that long. God, it feels like years.
Has it been
now.
that long? It's been over a month, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Best of friends now. Absolutely. Yeah, last race of the Tier 1, and obviously we just had the Tier 2 a second ago, and I was out actually. Did you manage to see?
I saw a bit of it, yeah, I saw a bit of it. Some great racing here at the Silverstone National. They had some fog. If you guys out there on the stream, if you haven't seen it, then go back and watch it. Not now, of course. After the Tier 1, but they crowned a new champion in the Tier 2s, and who's joining us this evening, Kurt V, Team Camber, who is, well, we're not watching him at the moment, we're watching him through the top window of someone's flat at the moment, but there you go, we're on track now. Kurt V, Team Camber is your new Tier 2 champion, and we're just watching. Who is that doing all those slides like that?
That looked pretty cool, didn't it? Whoever was doing that. I think it was John Boy. Here we go.
Yeah, John Boy
knows
doing
how to slide it.
Yeah, absolutely. You should be in drift championships and not in Clios. But funnily enough, John Boy is he's a contender for this championship, but it's going to be a really big ask because the Only G has pretty much got this one wrapped up. I believe he's 70 points ahead or something like that, Mart?
Yeah, I'll tell you, you're bang on. He is bang on 70 points ahead of John Boy, yeah.
So it would have to be a disastrous evening for G, and we can't see it happening. He'd have to DNF both of them, and John Boy win both of them. To,
internet down, John Boy wins both of them and gets fastest lap, because if he wins, it's 35 points a win, right? So 35 times 2 is 70, so which means he'd be on the same number of points, so he'd need to win both. It's mathematically possible, and it's in the lap of the internet gods.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but the Only G is also the man who controls our stream, and if he goes down, we all go down. I think you'll find. You know, it's if his internet plays up, then we're all out. So yeah, that's not really an option either. So so it's looking like the Only G's got this one wrapped up, but mathematically possible, as we said, for John Boy to catch him and take the title, but as I say, pretty unlikely at the moment.
So we'll look at second, third, and fourth tonight for a bit of a good old look and see who ends up. So obviously we'll give a little preview to everybody. John Boy is second, 70 points behind the G, as we just discussed, and fairly closely behind is Luty on 323 points. He's just 10 points behind John Boy. So second and third place is up for grabs for either John Boy or Luty. And Dan, Unorthodox, he's mathematically possible to also get second or third, and a very outside chance with Delore. So they are your people to watch beyond the G. John Boy, Luty, Dan, Unorthodox, and Delore.
Yes, indeed. So that's the guys we'll be looking at. We're just at the moment. This is basically a warm-up session, 10-minute warm-up session before we go with the reverse grid for the sprint race. So the guys will go in reverse championship order for the first sprint race. No mandatory pit stop on the first one. Then after that, we'll go to a 15-minute qualifying for the feature race. The feature race having a mandatory pit stop, as we normally have on these Clio evenings. That's normally the Motive default system, so that's what we're running this evening. Silverstone National, isn't it? We're on the National circuit. Yeah,
it's the shortest one, isn't it? Out of all of the three options. Yeah, it's almost like a circle in a way. With a couple of kinks in it towards the old pit area. So they're coming down here, down the straight to. Let's just watch them go through here. So they come down this straight here, and there's a left, right, left, then back onto the old pit straight. This is quite a tricky part of the circuit. Quite a tricky part of the circuit here. That's correct. Club, looks like a club of a golf club, of course, so hence probably why it's called that.
Possibly.
Or maybe there was a club on...
Or maybe there's a clubhouse there. I haven't looked it up.
Clubhouse there.
Yeah, I've actually got tickets for that corner for the Grand Prix in whenever it was, June. Yeah, it's June.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. It was for my significant birthday that I just had.
We won't talk about that.
Well, we don't need to talk numbers, do we? Do you know what I mean?
No.
You know, you're only 21 once, so it's yes. I got tickets for my significant birthday just recently, and I believe we're in the Club 1 or Club 2 grandstand.
That's a great position.
Yeah, yes, and I've been there before actually, just on Club Corner before, so many years ago. But also the Grand Prix is oh look, G's doing some drifting as well, look there on stream, and we've also just announced that they're going to do one of the sprint races at the Formula One at the Grand Prix. It's going to be one of them's going to be at Silverstone, so they're going to do 3 sprint races. In Formula One, and one of them is going to be on the Saturday at Silverstone, which I'm obviously over the moon about.
So, I didn't know that. So what, they're going to do a sprint race with Formula One cars?
Yeah, it's going to be a sprint race. Now, I believe the format is, and my missus has read it all, and she'll probably put me right if I'm wrong, but on the Friday, they will do a qualifying for the sprint race. The sprint race, I believe, is going to be 30 laps, half distance, something like that, and it's no pit stops, a flat-out sprint from lights to flag on the Saturday, and then the order that they finish in becomes the qualifying order for Sunday's race, and the top 3 can only score points, and they only get 3 points for first, 2 points for second, and 1 point for third. That's what I believe how it's going to work.
Really? What? So so those points all go to what, the championship?
Yep, to the championship.
That's completely new to me. Is it the first venue that they're doing that?
It is. Well, this Silverstone, Monza, unless Monza is before Silverstone, I'm not sure. I don't think it is. No, I think it's after. Monza, Silverstone, and the last one is to be confirmed because they haven't made a decision. This kind of news to me because there was talk that they were going to do 3 rounds with a reverse grid.
Right.
Which was the talk.
They're not going to do that.
They're not going to do it, which I'm gutted about because I would really like to see Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, all those sharp-end guys.
That'd be cool, actually.
Oh, it'd be so cool, wouldn't it? You know, so... But, that's the format that I believe is concrete. It's in place, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I'll have to do a bit of reading on that, because that's quite... I'm liking what I'm hearing, because... Yeah. That changes and spices things up a bit, but I had no idea that would go to what the way you started. I thought it would be like some kind of exhibition type thing. Is the way if you're saying like a full 30 laps, but it's the smaller circuit. It's not the full GP.
No,
circuit,
I think it's the full GP. I believe full GP.
Well, I'm gonna read it up about it.
Yeah, I'm not guaranteed on the amount of laps, but I thought it was. I was under the impression it was half distance.
Okay.
Sorry, 100k. That's right, 100k. So however many laps that computes to. What's the GP? What's the GP length? 2.6 miles, is it, around the GP?
I'd have to check
3 point something kilometres. So it's 100 kilometres.
Yeah. Wow. That's good. That's pretty cool, mate. That's pretty cool. So they're not doing practice then on Friday, and they're not doing normal quality.
No. There's a practice, 1 hour practice, because we're down to 1 hour sessions in Formula One because they've knocked off the 90 minutes to 1 hour sessions. There'll be a 1 hour practice on Friday, a 1 hour qualifying on Friday, and there'll be a 1 hour practice on the Saturday morning before the feature race. Yeah, that was right as well, wasn't it? Yeah,
that's so cool.
She's just my missus is just checking. But that's the information that we've had on it. So
get in to watch the event because of obviously these times of COVID, and they're actually starting to open things up. And so that's confirmed that there's going to. Is it? Ooh, a nice little flip there. Whoever's having a bit of fun in the background there.
Or a tailgate or something. Nice.
Didn't lose a wing mirror. Didn't lose a wing mirror though, mate.
No, of course not. You know the wing mirrors are indestructible, don't you?
we know the wing mirror rule.
Yeah. Just incidentally, why we still got timings on the screen, like the top 11 under a second, 3/4 of a second in the top 11.
No
it's going to be a
surprise.
very, very tight evening this evening, I feel.
That's right. That's right. Kurt didn't even have a go, but he's probably sort of taken a breather from Tier 2. It's good for him to jump in Tier 2 and then jump into Tier 1, bless him. That's a big old bit of commitment for you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So yeah, on the Silver Sun opening up, where you're going to go because you've got tickets for? Is it a limited number of people that they're allowing in? I assume so.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know if the ticket numbers are have been limited or not. But I mean, we bought the tickets. We bought a month ago. Yeah, probably a month ago we bought the tickets, and there was still plenty of tickets available, although it was busy. So yeah, there is still tickets available, but of course there's all the knock-on from last year. Matt Duffin from Simplay's got tickets, but he had tickets for last year's Grand Prix, so obviously his have knocked on. Now, just getting back to what we're supposed to be talking about, we're gonna have a race in just a moment. As you can see, the fog has come down pretty heavily there, hasn't it? It's gone really foggy here at Silverstone. Absolutely. So. Mart, I'm going to lean on you and ask you, have you got the reverse grid?
I've got the grid order. I've got the reverse grid order in front of me, mate. Yeah, absolutely. They'll all start to make that formation when we go green, so there won't be jumping straight into the race for the viewers on the stream. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give a quick readout of how it's all going to work. So from the front to the back, we've got J48 who'll assume the front of the grid. I don't actually see Jay on this list unless he's labelled as something else. But anyways, J48, they've got Nick de Villa in second, Veligric in third, Laney in fourth, De Huis Rocker in fifth, Multidazzler in sixth, Dolores seventh, and then we've got the guys shooting for second and third with Dan in eighth, Lutimer shooting in ninth, John Boy in 10th, the only G in 11th, and we've got the two invitational drivers, Cobb and Kurt, in 12th and 13th, respectively. So they're getting ready now to form for that lap.
I think that was WSRJ would be your pole setter. Yeah. So, as Mark just said, that's your order. They will roll off the line, as you can see. They get themselves into formation, and then we have a rolling start for the sprint race. It'll be a standard start for the feature, but for this one, for the reverse order, as you see, they're just sorting themselves out. These guys have done this a lot, this season, and guys who play Motive on a regular basis know how this works, so they'll form up reasonably quickly. It's a short lap, so we'll be getting on with it quite quickly. As you can see, we're on board with Cobb. John Boy, as you can see, warming the tyres. Cobb and the only G running the same livery this evening in the Nick Hamilton colours. So don't confuse those two. But Cobb is guesting in Tier 1 from Tier 2. He moves up to Tier 1, as does Kurt V, Team Camber, who's your Tier 2 champion. They both move up, if they're going to enter, of course, into the next season. They move up into Tier 1. They've earned that right. So they're just having a nice little taster this evening. So towards the front, here we go. We're on board with our pole man, Jay. He's coming round Club Corner now, I believe, and he can go whenever he likes. He's moving quite quickly, as it is, to be fair.
He's off. I think he's off,
it looks like he's gone.
There we go.
Yep.
WSRJ leading the pack at the front with Nick de Villa. Coming fairly close behind him is Nick de Villa, and then we've got Veligric in third. As you were at the moment, by looks of it, no major change or any positional change at the moment. Nick de Villa's having a bit of a go already at WSRJ by the looks of it. It's coming in tight. This is always a crucial corner, this one. Testing your brakes on the first lap.
Yes.
A bit tight there.
Certainly was. We're going to find the slipstream is going to be very strong. As normal with these Renault Clios, they are very affected by the slipstream, and it's going to be very, very, very effective again this evening. I believe it was in the Tier 2 race, so you'll see these guys staying in very close company for a long, long time. As Nick de Villa's having a look down the inside of Jay. I don't know if he got that job done. Did he? Yes, I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah. No,
got
he
that
didn't.
job done.
He's still in second, mate.
Yeah. I was looking at the wrong car.
Someone's got across the corner there, just coming slightly across.
I think that was Vigla. Yeah. Fly was a bit keen there. Another guy from Team Camber, as well as Kurt V and Delore. They're all Team Camber. And no, he's not here. Putney, who does touring car, isn't he? Putney does. He's another
absolutely.
one.
There's our man Laney in
Prolapse.
He'll be pushing hard. You know how handy he is in terms of his speed. So we'll see them coming in very tight into this very, very tricky corner, this tricky right-hander. You've got to get the braking right and not go up to it in too much of a speed. If you do, you completely understeer on that one. Yeah, lots of slipstreaming.
Yes, it's a crazy corner, that one. It's kind of bizarre, isn't it? Couple of Prolapse drivers. We've got Laney and we've got Unorthodox, both Prolapse drivers in the race this evening. Come on, Prolapse boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
No bias in the commentary box, is there, Mark?
No, absolutely no bias whatsoever. We're on board here with the bumper cam with Veligric right up close behind WSRJ. Let's see how close Laney is behind Nick de Ville. Looks like he's side by side to him there.
Yes, he does, because he's...
Nick's
down the inside, very sideways, just slides through our shot.
Absolutely, great to see that with these cars. You know, they're very similar to the Megans in a way. You've got to really, you really put your force feedback to the test on your steering wheel on these, which, it's a good thing about these cars is, I think you're not a massive fan of them. I personally
no, I'm not. It's not that I'm not a massive fan of them. To watch, I think they're brilliant. I find them hard to drive. These low downforce cars I really struggle with. I prefer a high downforce car. It suits my driving style. Oh, that was a bit.
Little bit of shunting of the door handles there.
Oh, and a bit more.
Still going on. What's going on there? Oh. Well, there's a bit of argy-bargy, as you say. You're going to get that with these cars, aren't you? But looks like they've sorted themselves out a bit now. But that corner is a tricky one. You do tend to get a fair amount of argy-bargying in there. That one and the one that we discussed earlier, which has got the hard braking points.
Yes. And
close behind.
Yeah.
Look up here now. Laney's got himself up into first place here now. With Nick de Ville very, very close behind.
Oh, and who's that? John Boy? Is that John Boy?
On John Boy's taking out Laney by the looks of it.
Yeah, John Boy goes off as well. They kind of nudged each other, didn't they? Really? I'm just going to look over to my tablet and sit on the stream.
On the stream, there was a bit of a lunge from John Boy, I feel, because Laney was ahead, right? So.
I don't know. He quite made contact with. He made contact with somebody. He come across the left-hand side of Laney and tagged someone on the right-hand side. So all a little bit of misjudgment there. But there you go. That's that.
John Boy needs the points, mate. He needs the points to secure that second place. Second place is not a shabby result.
No. So Luty is in second, and Luty's got the chance at second place, only 10 points behind John Boy. So Luty's in good shape at the moment, with John Boy pinned down in ninth. But it's still early days. 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes to go. Just to go back to what we were saying about the Clios. As I said, I find them hard work to drive. The touring cars are very much the same, and I've said this week in and week out. If you think you can drive, if you've never done this before, or you played this game regularly and you think you can drive, and I'm not talking GT3 or LMP, anything else that's planted to the road. If you think you can drive, step up and have a go at these or touring cars, because they are an absolute handful. Aren't they, Mark? You've driven touring car. You're the reigning
touring car
champion.
Very similar. Oh, bless you,
till
mate.
Sunday.
Nice of you to repeat that. Till Sunday, where I won't be because I'm in fifth place at the moment.
Yeah.
But No, you're right. Very similar to the Megans. I do love the when you're coming into some of these really tight corners. If we go to the front here and watch a car come round the corner, if I come back down the track here, they slide like hell around these corners.
Yes,
and it's controlling that slide, mate. That's what it's all about. Is playing with the slide in a way. You want to love and caress the slide.
You need to work with it, don't you?
You need to work with it, exactly.
Yeah. Do you want a moment on your own there? To just you and the slide together, doing the slide, want to get a route, something like that. But you are absolutely right. You have to work with the nature of the car and its handling, as we see.
Not like that. That.
No,
that was an over.
Yeah, but you can see all these cars sliding. We always rant and rave about this shot. The onboard, or definitely the following shot, and you just see how much these cars need controlling. Because
this is it. This is the shot you're on about. It's this.
That's the one. Look at it. Look,
you've got to try and control it. That was a bit of a control though. It's when you can consistently sliding around the corner, and the other side of the coin is you don't want to lose too many revs while you're doing it. That can be your bane in a way. So nice bit of cutting of the corner there. We're still within track limits, and that's part and parcel of getting a decent lap time on here, is not to overcommit across the white line. As long as I always tend, my rule of thumb is middle of the car down the white line. If you can manage to keep at least two of the wheels within one side of the white line, you're in a good spot. So on here, look. That didn't go out far enough on that one, but you see some of them. Let's go back to the G. See some of his lines. He's really tight in. He always gets really tight in on the corner and puts at least two wheels off the circuit where needed.
Yes, indeed. And who's that? Just going backwards. Yes,
Laney.
Is he on a slowdown? Did he have to have a slowdown?
Maybe. Let's have a look. We're behind him now. Laney, I think you're right. Yeah,
just had to have a slowdown. Yeah, just picked up for those of you who've never watched before, where have you been all this time? But if you cut corners here, as we were talking about track limits, if you cut corners on this game, then you get a slowdown. Comes up on your screen. It's got the most annoying ping noise to it that you've ever did here. It just rattles right through you, and then you have to give the time back. Unfortunately, you end up giving an awful lot of more time back than you do that you took. And if you don't give that time back, you then end up getting a penalty, which could be a 1 second or a 2 second penalty. So when we say a slowdown, it usually means that it's pinged up on the guy's screen, and they've are giving that time back, because they would rather do that than not have a penalty at the end of the race.
It's often worth just cracking on with it and taking the penalty, isn't it? Because I especially found that in Formula Renault, that is. You can gain quite a lot of time on a Formula Renault, and it has some sort of algorithm that works out your penalty. I think you can easily get a 3 or 4 second penalty, and sometimes it's just better to just get on with it, take the penalty and try your best to gain your time back in another way, really.
Yeah, I think it's mindset, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Dan getting very up close and personal, wasn't he? With who was it? Kurt V. Yeah, Kurt V.
Right.
The new champion, rubbing door handles with the old Tier 2 champion, or was he runner-up? Runner-up.
Runner-up. Yeah. You don't want to mess with the new Tier 2 champion. And as I understand, is Kurt also won the GT3 ACC?
I'm not honestly sure, but I'm sure if you're telling me,
if it's the same Kurt that we're talking about.
We got a couple of Kurts, Mike. We have got a couple of Kurts.
Maybe another
Kurt. What
happened
there?
I missed that one, buddy.
That's Luty.
Luty's come right back now.
Yeah, that was Luty and someone else going very slow. I think it was Melted. Yeah, Melted. They were going very slowly. Again, I'm just looking over at the stream, and they were going slow, so they must have had contact together. That's changed things a little bit for John Boy, because now Luty is now in 12th, and John Boy is
swung right back again. He's 4th.
Yeah, in 5 minutes.
Wow.
In 5 minutes, they've almost swapped positions. Absolutely.
And
So
we're getting daylight now from the morning through to the early sunrise coming through now, so we get to see a little bit more.
Burnt off that
fog's
fog.
Gone away. Oh, look at that little touch in there going down the line there between John Boy and the G.
Yeah.
See him come into this corner. See him come into club corner here. Let's see who comes off better. John Boy's got ahead of the G there. And Laney's got himself back up. Oh my God, it's seesawing back and forward, isn't it?
Absolutely, Laney's back up in the mix and rubbing door handles with G and John Boy. We now got Dehuis Rocker is your man out in front with Delore. Chasing him down for second place, only a little bit behind him. These guys have gapped the others by nearly 4 seconds now, so they're in nice clear air.
They've kept their noses clean, haven't they? All the other guys have been in amongst it, haven't they? John Boy, Laney, the G. I think the G's just been sort of caught up with. I'm not seeing any major mistakes from him, but he's just been caught up with the traffic maybe. But let's see if these three, who are very, very capable drivers, as we know, all three of them are, can catch up to Delore. And Delore is a very handy driver. He's in what, 4th place at the moment in the championship. Could potentially sneak a 3rd place from who's in 3rd?
Dan? No,
is Luty, I think.
Yeah.
Luty's in 3rd, and John's in second. So all to play for. I know we're only in the sprint race, so we've got the excitement of the feature after this. With 11 minutes remaining of this race, with anybody's race still yet though. 11 minutes, as we know, Kelly. We've seen a lot of changes so far. Let's see what we're going to do in 10 more minutes.
Absolutely. I'm just going to jump to the comments very quickly. BT, evening, Mark, Kelly. Thank you very much. Come on, you Prolapse boys. Brilliant. And a couple of rainbows. Thank you. Taste the rainbow, love the rainbow. The wall, come on down the man. And the wall again. Fantastic commentary, Team Kelly and Mark. Well, thank you very much. We always appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to comment on anything? Please do. Help yourselves. We love to see your comments.
We'll answer them. We'll answer them. Motor racing related, but sometimes Kelly and I like to go down memory lane, 70s, 80s and all that.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, absolutely. I'm too young for that, of course, but Any questions, really? We don't care. So give us any question you like. I mean, we'll answer it. Don't say it's going to be right, but we'll answer it. So please do get your comments in, your likes and subscribe and all the rest of it. And once the racing's done this evening, if you pop over to Silent X Energy and have a look at their fruit-based, plant-based energy drinks, that's the one I'm being nodded at, saying yes, that's right. Go and have a look at that, and you can get, I think there's a code you can get off the Motive website, something very original like Motive 1 or something like that you can punch in, and you can get 15% off Silent X Energy products. So that's got to be worth a crack.
Why not?
For sure.
Why
Indeed.
not?
Yes.
Everyone likes a bit of health these days. Got to try and keep ourselves healthy.
Absolutely.
Not that I have to be honest. In lockdown, I need to get I got the old lockdown pound off me, or multiple pounds probably.
I'm very similar, to be fair. I've been carrying the pounds now for about 50 years, so it's you could do with some Silent X Energy instead of other energy drinks. I don't tend to go down the road of energy drinks myself. I don't know about you, Mark.
I think the only one was the one that you were given as a young lad by your mum, which was Lucasade, which, to be honest, wasn't an energy drink back then. But do you remember them, the big ones with the kind of the funny old orange foil thing that went round it? It was either soup or Lucasade, mate. That was what it was.
I only ever got Lucasade when I was sick, of course. So you knew if someone had been sick, they had a bottle of Lucasade. Other than that, nobody touched the stuff, did they? It was like, if you're as sick as a dog, you'd have Lucasade. Otherwise,
Lucasade.
You don't keep it in the cupboard for fun. You only went and bought it if you were sick.
You went to the doctors and they said, for God's sake, take him home, and while you're on your way home, buy a bottle of Lucasade, will you? By the way, let me just reiterate to anybody who's listening from the Lucasade company, which is, I believe, owned by Smith, Klein and Beecham, right? Absolutely superb drink. I do drink a fair bit of it, and I do recommend it if somebody wants to try it. So just to cover that one off.
Absolutely. For me, the original energy drink would have been, tea.
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 Everyone likes
Love
a
it.
tea.
Everyone loves
Exactly.
a tea. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, let's get back on the track side now.
Yep.
So the time's ticking away now. We've got 8 more minutes left, and the sun is well and truly arisen from its sleep, and we're getting a much more clearer track now. As you can see, we're watching Melted Dazzling. Let's get ourselves to the front. It's changed a little bit. So Dahuis, we've still got the 4-second gap between that group of Dahuis and Delorey are out in front by 4 seconds. Looks like Laney, the G, and John Boy haven't been able to make any ground, but they're sticking together. These three, they've got a couple of penalties in the G and John Boy. And Laney, who's not in any contention for this championship, hasn't got any penalties at the moment. So Kurt's sort of in the middle of things. Kurt V's in the middle of things here, who's currently our reigning Tier 2 champion.
Our new Tier 2 champion.
New, absolutely.
I can't remember who the old one was, but this is a new one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was Delorey, actually. Was it Delorey, or was he the touring car champion?
No, I think you're bang on. No, you're bang on, actually, because Delorey was promoted to Tier 1, wasn't he?
I believe so, but I don't know if we're getting confused with touring cars, because touring cars was the same. Him and his brother got
you could be right.
Went up to Tier 2, so I'm not 100% sure. Anybody on the comments want to put us right on this?
I might have to check that. Go on, carry on, mate.
Who was last year's Tier 2 champion, and who was last year's Tier 1 champion? I got an idea. It was probably the only G, but the Tier 1 champion. But
you just say who won X, Y, and Z. Just say the only G. It's fine.
Yeah, the only G. You probably got a good chance at it, isn't it? You know, it's if you ever watch The Chase and there's a question about hip hop, the answer will always be Jay-Z. Yeah, so. If you've got a question about motive and who won a championship, go with the only G. You've got a good chance of being right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was Delorey, someone said. Who's put that?
Delorey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I remember he was right up there with Laney, actually, because Laney was doing Tier 1.
God, I can't quite focus on that. Must be my age. I can't quite focus on that name. Ike?
Oh, I'm just looking at last season's results. I've just managed to actually just come across the final standings of the touring car championship, and funny enough, I see my name at the top there.
Reigning champion.
Absolutely.
Till Sunday.
Till Sunday, exactly. Just randomly saw that.
Yeah. Look at this fog all of a sudden. We've looked away from the screen for 2 minutes, and the fog has dropped like a blanket over Silverstone. Only in the virtual world can the weather change this quickly. Well, that and a couple of places in Cornwall could do this as well. But only in this world can the weather change quite so quickly as that, as we're now into heavy fog again.
Yeah, very, very heavy. I think it's even heavier than it was earlier, actually. Let's have a quick look at what it looks like on board. You don't get a really decent view on that one, but we'll go back a little bit to see what it looks like from the view from somebody else. It's
I think it's hampering. What happened there? Who started that one?
Corbett, Dan, Willie, Greg, and Kurt were all involved.
All in there,
Seems like they've sorted it all out there. It's one of those little small dings. Yeah, you're bang on with Delorey, by the way. Right. Just double check that. I'll have a look on Tier 1 in a minute. So there's quite a few. Let's have a quick look and see who's got the penalties. We've got 4 seconds for the only G. He's been doing a lot of curtain corners.
I got 6 seconds here, Mark.
Oh, he's got 6 now. It's just gone on from 4 to 6.
Yeah, it's 6 on my screen. Is Kurt having a rub against the wall? Don't know.
Kurt's saying, someone's gone on the roof.
On his roof.
Cobb's gone on the roof. The two guests have had a little bit of a tussle together
and as well.
Melted in there. Kurt is saying, do you know who you're driving next to here? The Tier 2 current champion, by the way. Get out of my way. So back to where we are. So Dahuis Rocker is still, commanding the lead. He's been doing well to keep that. He's managed to gap himself by 1.6 seconds to Delorey. So he's doing a pretty sterling job out there on the 20th lap. So
solid.
We've got 3 more minutes left. Absolutely, 3 more minutes left. So So for the standings for the championship, the key ones are, so Dolores going back to, let me have a look at the current points tally, because Dolores is going to do pretty well out of this and being in second place. Let me find it, 2 seconds. Clio Cup Tier 1 driver
We've got,
standings.
Kurt V is in the pits. What would Kurt be in the pits for?
I have no idea.
No, I don't.
Enough?
Maybe he's low on fuel or something like that. Maybe not fueled it long enough.
He is in the pits. Let's have a quick go on board.
Yeah, it doesn't pick up. There we go.
It's coming back out again. Don't really know why he did that, to be honest. There's no need to. Anyway, that is what it is.
Bizarre.
Get rid of the speedo. Okay, so just having a look. So Dolores is going to come out pretty well out of this one. He's in 296. He's going to make up a little bit of ground on Dan and probably just get ahead of Dan by a few points. Luty McShooty, I mean, he's 20 points. He's got a long shot, Dolores. So I'll ignore what I'm saying there. It's really between John Boy, Luty, and Dan for first, second, and third. So John Boy seems to have done pretty well on that one so far. So he should extend his lead by looks of it with just over 1.5 minutes left of this race. So yeah, John Boy's looking good for second place. Your man Dan is still an outside chance of getting getting third, but it's a long shot. Yeah. Luty's had a bit of a mare, unfortunately.
Well, I think as they stand, Dan would have put points over on Luty. I know Dan was 10 points behind Luty. So Dan will have gained back points on Luty. What, 6th place?
Yes, you're right.
What do we get for 6?
No, it was 20. It's 20 points off Luty, mate. So he's got a bit of bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
So John Boy looks like he's looking good for second place at the moment. So let's go back to the front here with 1 minute left. Looks like we'll probably get at least a couple more laps in because it's a shortish lap. He's just gone through and started a new lap coming into that very tricky right-hander. So he should get over the line for at least one more lap, I would expect.
Possibly, absolutely, yeah. And he's now got the only G and Laney have caught back up, haven't they? They've made quite some gains. Who else is in there as well? John Boy, that's it. Yeah, these guys have really kind of worked together and caught back up.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, this could be a very interesting last lap. So,
yes, it's not over. So DeHoos hasn't got it in the bag yet, mate.
No, the fat lady, she's warming up, but she isn't singing just yet. So look out, because these guys are all still close. So the House Rockers just got to make it one more lap and do what he's got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the G's very close behind Dolores at the moment.
He's going to do Dolores in a minute, isn't he?
Laney just waiting to prounce here and on feast off the pickings here, maybe. No. Look at that nice little control there by the G round there.
Yeah.
And
they're going side by side, aren't they?
Look at that, literally side by side. See this now, and DeHoos just needs to keep his head together. Oh, so close.
Pushes his way across. G's going down the inside.
Side now.
Laney's following him through.
Yeah. Oh, I bet the pressure's on DeHoos right now. The G's itching for this win. Itching for the win, but no, it looks like DeHoos is going to take the win. Great win by DeHoos. So I'll have to check how many wins he's had, actually. How close it is to third. Laney's going to get that third place. Get the last piece of the podium.
We've got to wait for and now wait for the penalties.
Yeah, that's right. The G's dropped down from second to fifth, mate, for the 6 seconds that you were on about. Of course. And Dolores got second. Laney's got third. John Boy fourth. The G eventually in fifth. Your man Dan in sixth. Luty in seventh. Valigra in eighth. Meltedazza in ninth. Nick the Villa in 10th. Cobb in 11th. WSRJ in 12th. And Kurt in 13th. Just by looking at the three letters, I know everybody's names now. I've got so used to them
it's only taken you all season, eh? So what does that do for the championship standings? Probably not a lot, to be fair. John Boy in front of G, but probably not enough to make a difference. Only going to be a couple of points difference. Dan in front of Luty, but again, not going to make a great deal of difference. You know, not going to make a great deal of difference. John Boy, so kind of status quo at the moment with the championship order after that race.
Yeah, I think Delory may, will definitely, I would have imagined, got ahead of Dan on that one in terms of 4th and 5th position, because there was only 6 points between the two of them at the beginning of this race. So but yeah, great drive by De Huis, managed to stick it out towards the end, bit of to-in and fro-in, and sets us up nicely for the feature after the break.
Absolutely. So with that brilliant segue there, we will be back in just a few minutes. Don't go far, because we're going to be back with the feature race for the last feature race of this season. We're going to qualifying session first, so don't go far. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Thank you.
It was a feisty drive at the end there, G.
Yeah, I just wanted to have some fun. I got a few stupid slowdowns, but I didn't bother taking.
Right, yeah, hence the 6 seconds.
I'm going to drop off, and then it's not going to be fun anymore.
Yeah. That's what that's exactly what I thought you were doing, actually, because you were right in the midst of it all. There's no point. And you've won the championship now anyway, so it's kind of it's mucking, mate. Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, I'm going to nip to the loo a bit quick.
So am I, actually. How long have we got between now and then? I'm an old man. I'll crack on. All right, mate. Bye.
Okay, I'm back, G. Spread away. Thank you. dilute all that vodka. Ugh. Okay. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oh, okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the feature race, Silent X Energy Clio Cup here on Motive Racing. X-Mart's just popped off for a very quick comfort break. He'll be back in a moment. We have a new champion in the Only G. A new champion or reigning champion? We didn't get to the end of that one. So, in the Only G is your Clio Tier 1 champion for season... What season are we? 8, aren't we, I believe? And so we have a new champion, as I said. So, but we still got a race on this evening, and this is a qualifying session. As soon as Mark gets back, we'll see something more than the upper offices of the Silverstone buildings, because he's the man controlling the buttons, as I said. He's just popped off for a comfort break. He'll be back in just a few moments. So, the format for this feature race, as Motive, as normal, it will be a 15-minute qualifying session, and then we'll have a standard standing start, so with the qualifying positions for the feature race, and the feature race a bit longer than the sprint race, with a mandatory pit stop. As far as pit stop goes, guys have to make that pit stop. They don't have to change anything, don't have to put tyres on, don't have to put fuel in, don't have to do damage. They just have to do their pit stop. I'm guessing that Mark is back from his comfort break.
I'm back from my comfort break, mate. Thank you very much.
That's all right. You haven't missed anything.
Cool.
So, yeah, I was just telling everyone what this race is going to be like, and that we have a new champion, or a reigning champion, or a ongoing champion. Did you get a chance to look up the last year's?
Didn't finish that. I'll do that now. Give me 2 seconds. Last year's Tier 1 Clios is what I'm after, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I've got a feeling it was G, to be honest. But
I'll double check now, mate.
Yeah. We're on board with Cobb, who's running the same livery as the Only G. Cobb's come up from Tier 2 as a guest. He was at the sharp end of Tier 2, moves up to Tier 1 for next season. Kurt V is your new champion for Tier 2. He's also joining us this evening for this racing. He moves up next year to Tier 1, and so he's joined us for this evening. If you're in the chat watching us there at home, please do give us a like at the very least. But if you want to make a comment, please do. We love to hear your comments. Between me and Mark, we'll answer any question that you've got. Not saying it's going to be the right answer or even a sensible one, to be fair, but we will answer it. That's for certain sure. So if you've got a question, bring it in. Motorsport related would be better. I'm not so good on current affairs and, world politics or even agony ant stuff. If you've got some sort of strange rash, we don't want to hear about that, to be fair. We can give you an answer, but it might not be the right one and probably not the best advice to follow either. But please do feel free to ask us anything you like at all.
I've got the answer to change the subject from that very interesting subject to your
he was
question.
going off on a tangent a bit there, Mark, so probably
absolutely. Well, I have a guess.
The Only G.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, he did really well last season. He he stormed away with it, 64 point lead. He just generally overall in that particular season, he won 5 races, not surprisingly for the G. And let's have a quick scan of the key, winners of previous races in the Tier 1 Clio's. Give me 2 seconds. Clio Cup.
Yep.
Here we go.
So yes, the only G. We need someone to take him on next season, don't we? To properly take him on.
Well, either that or we'll have to just, go around his house and tie him up and ban him, one or the other. That'd be an easy one, wouldn't it? This season so far. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, take one of his wheels off.
Go around there with some heavies and a couple of baseball bats.
Well, yeah, I think that's a little bit extreme, Mark, to be fair, but, I thought maybe starts the grid back in the grid every round or something, not like, not go around and kneecap him, wasn't quite what I had in mind,
Exactly. Comical. Anyway, let's say the G so far this season has been an outstanding driver, as he was last season. So he's won 3 races and come 3rd and 2nd in practically most of the others, and got an 8th and the 6th. And that's consistency for you. And you've just got to try and get as many 1st, 2nd, and 3rds to be in with a shout. As you can go for it.
Yeah, consistency wins championships, doesn't it, Mark?
It does, yes, as you call me, Mr. Consistent sometimes.
Absolutely, Mr. Consistent,
consistently bad this season in touring cars. I've been doing really well in not too bad, but been doing the consistent championship I've been really well in at the moment is the Formula Renault.
Right.
I've really got to love that car over the season.
Yeah.
I mean, your man Dan's an awesome driver in his Formula Renault, as is Ben Harkey. Yeah, absolutely. And Nicky is a very consistent driver as well. I've really got into those cars. It's a shame we're going to another format for the Saturday races, because I'd really love them. But it's nice to try something different, see how the Formula Rookies go.
Yeah, absolutely. Formula Rookies, as you're quite right, is going to be next season in replace of Formula Renaults. I haven't raced the Formula Renaults on Motive, but it's probably my favourite car on the whole game.
Is it?
I love it. Absolutely love
the
Formula
Renaults. They're just so planted, aren't they?
They're lovely,
the speed
aren't they?
You can go around corners.
Yeah.
And if you lose it in those cars, you can slide them and control them pretty well, can't you?
Yeah, they are a great car, and as I say, one of my is my favourite car on this game for sure. So so at the moment, no surprise. Well, I say that. I was going to say that no surprise that the only G is actually fastest, but as I opened my mouth, John Boy went a little bit quicker. The top 10 all covered by a second at the moment. See these guys all staying in the slip of everyone else. So it's very, very tight here for qualifying, for sure.
As always, mate.
Yes,
always,
indeed.
by second.
Shall we have, Bart, a quick chat about the weekend coming up?
Mate, what's the word I was going to come out with my mouth? I thought you'd never ask.
Never ask. Well, a lot of you think that, there's a Grand Prix on this weekend, but that's insignificant, and I believe it's at a new venue as well, but that's an insignificant thing, because what's also happening
massively,
absolutely, and what's also happening over on Simplay Motorsport, which is I was going to say a rival channel. They're not rivals. Simplay and Motives are very good friends, and there's a lot of guys who race over here on Motive.
They'll
also
each
race.
Other out. They absolutely on either, and it's kind of
absolutely.
To me it should be seen as a partnership as well.
Absolutely, a partnership. A partner league is probably one of the better ways to put it. They are work very, very closely together, Motive and Simplay. Well, over on Simplay this weekend is the 24-hour of Nürburgring. Now it's Simplay were going to do a 24-hour anyway, and when we had the sad passing of Sabine Schmidt, I made a suggestion to Matt, who runs Simplay, that we did the 24-hour around the Nürburgring as the Nürburgring 24 hour. Luckily he was thinking along the same lines, so we came up with a concept that we're going to do the 24 hour at the Nürburgring, and I'm not talking just the GP, the namby-pamby GP circuit. I'm talking about the full Nordschleife,
the
whatever
green
it is,
hell.
142, yeah, the green hell, the full, probably, arguably the most technical track in the world, and probably the most dangerous and most need of concentration. And I know you've been there before, Mark, haven't you? In for real.
I've driven round that track for real about 30 times, both on the Green Hell, the Nordschleife on its own, which is typically what you get on what you call a touristy weekend.
Yeah.
But one particular weekend, they did actually open up both the Grand Prix circuit and the Nordschleife Green Hell together, which is what we're going to be doing.
That's right.
And
yeah.
it's so different. I mean, you've got the Grand Prix track, which is wide. It's like a Grand Prix track, loads of space, loads of runoff.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you turn a corner and you're onto the Green Hell, which has got no runoff. No room for a mistake, and it is scary but exciting at the same time. So yeah, it brings a lot back to me. I've driven on it in real life. I've actually also gone to see a weekend where I didn't drive on the track, where I went to see the Nürburgring 24 hour. So I've been at one of those events. The exact event we're doing, which was amazing. Just a great laugh weekend with your mates, and you know, they open up the track where you can actually walk on the track before the actual race in the evening, which is always great to do. And yeah, I mean, mate, I'm so excited, and obviously there's a charity page that's
right.
been opened up by Simplay. Cancer research. Go on, mate, carry on.
Yes, I was just going to say exactly that, really, because Sabine Schmidt sadly passed away due to cancer. She was only 51 years old, and she was the winner of the Nuremberg 24 hour twice.
Won it twice.
So, yeah,
that's
1996 and 1997 she won it. So
totally different cars in those days to what they are now. They were basically like Ford Sierras.
I think she did it in a BMW, as I remember. But she was she won some other stuff in Porsche Championships as well, so on and so forth. So the whole kind of concept came up from the passing of Sabine. So of course she passed away from cancer. So Simplay Motorsport have set up a page so we can make donations to cancer research, which a lot of people have already made donations. Page only went up today. When I came, just before we came on air, I think it was up to about £330. You know, it's something, if you want to join us, we'll be starting on Friday night at 8 p.m, going right the way through Friday night and into Saturday, all the way to 8 p.m. You're driving, aren't you, Mart?
I am driving, absolutely. I'm going to try and get in at least probably 16 hours of driving, which is pretty heavy. Obviously, put the AI on, and for part of it, I did ask my wife if she wanted to take a bit of it, but I thought, I better not. I'll trust the AI. But plenty of energy drinks, bit of chocolate, cup of tea. Back to your cup of tea point. And you know, try and sort of. Do you know? I mean, I'll have to check with Simplay. Do you know? Because it starts at 8 p.m. Is there going to be qualifying and practice? No, straight into the race, just random grid.
Yeah, it's going to be a random grid. Being that, you know, qualifying isn't going to be quite so important when you're on track for 24 hours. It's an endurance race. It's going to be who's there at the end, really, isn't it? You know, so and being that the Nordschleife is so incredibly long, you know, I mean, a quick lap around there or a quick lap on the game in the cars that we're playing is like an 8.5 minute. You know, 8.5 minutes to do a lap. By the time you've done qualifying, you've done another half an hour just to get some sort of grid.
That's a sensible move.
Absolutely. So there's no qualifying. Straight in it at 8 o'clock. I'm driving as well. Me and this guy on screen now on Orthodubs, my son Daniel. We are sharing the driving. We are going to be in the same room and sharing the driving, and also
driving a Porsche, aren't you?
We are, we're in a no, sorry, what am I talking about? No, we've changed from that to a Ginetta. We're driving a Ginetta.
Okay.
Nice. We did some testing in it last night, and we decided in the end that we were going to run the Ginetta. So we'll also be jumping in and out of commentary as well. So both me and Dan will be we're doing double shifts, really. Do you know what I mean?
Give me a shout. Give me a shout. Make sure that I've got a fair few people from work who are going to be plugging into the stream. So if you can, who's ever directing, that probably might be Matt, but whatever. That's you know, give me a shout. It's a long track. You tend to be quite. I would imagine you'd be a little bit on your lonesome in part of the track because it's such a long track and there's 16 drivers. So there's definitely going to be a bit of gapping going on, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be about, it's going to be, like I said, about survival, really, more than it is racing.
Yeah. Survival from not falling asleep.
Yeah, from all those things. I mean, the Nordschleife, you know yourself, is as you rightly said, the GP track. It's an FIA Grade 1 track, is the Nürburgring. And then it's like turning off the M5 onto a country lane, because the Nordschleife is narrow. It's a lot of corners, a lot of off-camber corners, late apexes. There's very little that's straightforward on the Nordschleife, so it's going to be about keeping your head really, and not just nodding off, but just going through the night driving the Nordschleife. It's going to be a hell of a challenge. It's
going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Driving in the night is cool.
Absolutely, and we'll come off that now because we're here on Motive. I would like to say thank you to the Motive team who have put some of their races on hold over the weekend and moved them around so that Simplay can do this event. And I'd just like to thank the team at Motive for doing that because, as I said,
it's a partnership thing, isn't it? Because this is it, and it's all for a good cause. My missus just flashed her phone up in front of my face. We're up to £375. So far. Wow. So if you want to get involved, it's for a great cause. Please go on the page and donate. Just search out Simplay on Facebook or on YouTube and you'll get where you're going. So back to the Clios. We have a grid qualified. John Boy was your quickest man from the Only G. We line up for a standing start this time, so we'll just wait for these guys to get synced up. So the Only G is on pole. I don't know how John Boy got a grid pace penalty for some reason. Yeah.
Okay. That'll be why. So 40 laps round this Silverstone National. Mandatory pit stop. I don't honestly know when the pit lane is open, but it'll probably be, 8 or 10 for the pit lane to be open. And as I said, got to make a mandatory pit stop. Don't have to do anything. Don't have to change tyres. Don't have to put fuel in. But it does have to happen. So when they take that, it's up to them when the pit window is open, any time between there and lap 39. As you can see the grid, as we just file back through the grid, you can see the way they line up. All the championship, well, I say champion contenders. We haven't got championship contenders because the Only G's got it, but still second place to sort out, second and third, and all the rest of it. And the two guys at the back are our guests: Kurt V, new champion for Tier 2, and Cobb joining us as guests from Tier 2. So last race of the season. Looking forward to this one, Mark.
Exciting, mate. Last race of the Clio season should be a barnstormer, mate. We've got 40 laps of tight, close racing, and let's see how they get into this first corner. And obviously the really tough one as they go past this first corner is going to be tight. So the G. Let's see if we can get a clear run on it.
Absolutely. Do you want to make a prediction for a winner?
I am going to go for Laney. Come on, Laney.
I'm going to go for Dan this week. Yeah, pro laps. Come on, boys. As we're under starters' orders. And we're away. We are green. Green here at Silverstone. Murray Walker's Spirit just joined us there, I think. Hard to say. Even start. Everyone's going in the right direction at the moment, but it's Only G. Is it? John Boy right close to him as they come through the first turn and down to this next tricky one. They don't quite go onto the Maggots and Beckett section. They turn off just before that. Or just start to touch the Maggots and Beckett's. As you see, the Only G is away in front. John Boy in second, Delore in third, Laney and Laney and Dan in close company in fourth and fifth. The Pro Laps boys. So even start from everyone. Everyone's in there and everyone's clean.
Look at this corner coming into club, mate. It's going to be really. Oh, Laney and John Boy and
John Boy
Laney.
And G.
Yeah, someone's gone a bit wide there.
Few
people gone a bit wide. Yeah, absolutely. So, It's all very, very close racing. It's exciting. I just absolutely love Clio's with this close driving.
Yeah, already has John Boy got to slow down already because he just tucked out of the out of the battle and just was slowed down a little bit. So I think he probably had to slow down. Yeah, he was going to take it. And you
don't want to slow down too early in the that really would annoy me, having to slow down on the first lap.
Yeah, lap one. Yeah, that would be annoying. But he's taken it anyway, so the only G leads half a second now from Delore, and Dan up into third place. Go on, my son. Up into third, Laney in fifth, John Boy in fourth in between the two. Then you've got the house rocker Kurt. He's come up quite away from the back, hasn't he? Kurt's had a cracking good start up to seventh place. Lap two. Nice and dry and no fog right at the moment. Looks like a more middle part of the day, which is nice.
Should be clear of that. Delore, nice little slide around the corner there, and Dan came into club in third place. He was right on the chuff of Delore, and he had to put his brakes on. I could see his back end squirmed out a little bit, which is, he controlled that quite well, because you know what it's like, sometimes you slam on the brakes, your back end squirms out, and that's it, you lose control. But he probably had a really sort of heart in the mouth moment there. But Dan's obviously still in third place, doing a great job with John Boy. Very close shot, pressure in him, nice little toe out of the back of that very fast fourth, fifth gear corner. See how the fair coming into this corner here now.
Yeah, Dan's got it covered off.
Got it covered, nice bit of defensive manoeuvre there. But he's going to be very, very close, and Laney is hounding John Boy. I'm going to go to bumper cam to see how close that looks now from Laney's point of view. Not as close as I thought. Let's have a look at John Boy coming in behind.
Only G's got a penalty already.
Oh, he's taken it. You know, just like he said to us in the lobby earlier, it's just like get on with it. You know, stick with the pack, and it's more fun that way. Very, very tight racing here, Laney. This gaggle of 5 drivers, and then we've got a bit of a gap from Kurt to the next gaggle, with Melter, Dazza, and Kurt very, very close driving there to Kurt's rear end, and WSRJ in the mix of it. Very tight. So who's going to win this one coming into this corner? Nice, lovely little
melted.
Great little move there by WSRJ. Actually, he's managed to, get in front of Kurt with Melted. Managed to just keep that. But WSRJ sits on a good front. Broke a bit late. He's gone
Jay's dropped it. Commentator's curse. That was
commentator's curse. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, WSRJ. Appreciate it. He was doing well.
Yeah,
bless him. Let's go back up to the front here, so Laney and this gaggle of 5 cars here. Let's hope they can keep us entertained for the whole of the race of this gaggle, this close driving here. So,
yes, they've broken away, these 5 from the rest of the pack a little bit, haven't they? All in close company. So first down to Laney in 5th, just 1.2 seconds covers the whole of those 5. All jostling for position. G's out there in front, still keeping it out in front, but he's under pressure from these 4. All 4 of these want to win the race. Everybody wants to win the race, don't they?
Of course.
But they all want to have a
last
crack at the title.
Last race of the season. It doesn't matter where you are, just getting that first place is a great feeling.
Yes.
Right? No matter what you're doing, it really is.
Yes,
I remember
indeed.
the first race I won, actually, talking about the first race I won at Motive, was actually at Ruins de Descartes, the French one.
Oh, Rue d'Easter.
The one that you mentioned. Rue d'Easter.
Yeah, I loved that one. Yeah, I loved that one, I did.
It's a great track on that one, the one with the 60s cars on it.
Yeah, that's it, because I pointed that out, didn't I, that all the cars were in the 60s on that one. I did quite a lot of practice for that one in the touring cars. Tricky track with those curbs, isn't it?
Those curbs are horrible. Yeah, you've got to keep it on the actual track itself. But one thing I found on that track is, that very small pit lane. As you went past the pit lane, you went down the hill, and which is flat out, more or less.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of a lift on that left-hander, which is a fast left-hander.
Yeah.
God, I love
Formula Renault's round it. What do you reckon?
I've never done it. Have you done that on Renault?
No, I can't think I have. But I might well do after this race. That sounds like a bit of fun, doesn't it?
Maybe you and I should set up a private lobby, misses, and try that one out. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that could be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I remember, as I say, the first time I won, it was a great feeling winning your first race. Just coming back to that, it's kind of it's a weight off your shoulder to get you to break your duck, if you like.
Well, I haven't had that pleasure yet.
I'm sure it'll happen, mate. Keep your head down. Focus. You know,
well, I need to be driving, so because I haven't driven for I haven't driven the Tier 2 for a couple of weeks. So
you haven't done. Have you done anything this season?
I did I did the first couple of rounds in Tier 2 touring cars, but no, after that I haven't done anything. So
right, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to winning the 24 on Saturday.
Absolutely.
That'd be nice. Yeah. At least I got a good teammate who might make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dan has been putting in some practice for that, hasn't he?
Yeah, so, he's done well. We both have. So yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. The 24 would be a little bit diluted if we won that. I would love to do it, of course, but it would be a little bit diluted if I do it with Dan, considering Dan's such a quick driver. But looking forward to my maiden wing when it comes. One day.
I'm sure it will, mate. So back on these five, they're still very close together, doing an extreme great job entertaining us all on stream now. And it's kind of as you were, really. And we'll just have to wait and see anyone makes a mistake, mate. And that's, the way
seems
it
to be the way,
maybe
doesn't
a bit
it?
of rubbing.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
it's either going to be that, or the pit stops will pull them apart.
Yes, good point. When is the pit stop window open?
That's a good question.
Imagine.
And being a good quality commentator that I am, you would think I would have that information, but I don't.
Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see if it's in there, because I'm not in the Tier 2. Sorry, in the Clio group. Pit window is it's in general chat. It's on lap 13 onwards, mate.
There we go. Lap 13 onwards. Yep.
Yeah.
So, lap 13, we'll see who's... I mean, as you say, they're all close. Mind you, the top two, G and John Boy, have just broken away a little bit from Dan, Laney and Delore. So, these three want to work together again now to try and just get that gap back to these two front two and put them back under pressure.
Absolutely. I mean, you've commentated on all of the Clio Tier 1 races this season, right? So, quite a few different tracks. I've done a fair few with you, probably about 60-70% of them with you. And of the ones that I've done, I'll tell you my favourite track that's really suited these cars, and maybe you can tell me yours. I'll come straight out with it. I thought that the racing that they had at... forgot the name of it now. It's the US. It's the US track, the one that Laney was taking that very odd line on. Do you remember when he was coming down? That was such tight, close racing, wasn't it?
Was it Laguna? Wasn't Laguna Seca?
No, not Laguna Seca.
I can't remember where we've. Hang on, let me grab my phone.
At the infield part of the track, but it also had obviously a banked oval. It was a Texas road course. Before Laguna Seca. That was proper exciting. Do you remember? It was like Laney had to come out of the pits on the last lap and managed to make the win, didn't he? It was just so exciting, mate. I was in my element. I was getting really excited. This track, it's okay, but it doesn't inspire me with the setup like Texas did, if that makes sense. Yeah,
I find that Monza Short always does really well with these cars.
That's
although
close.
Although it's only it's like two corners and two straights, really. Do you know what I mean? And look at this. This is John Boy, is it? No, Laney going around the outside of the only G. Making it stick. Pushing and shoving going on here. What? Laney's suddenly woken up. Somebody just giving him a nudge or what?
Come on, Laney. I've got my money on you.
But just to finish off our conversation, probably Monza Short's been one of my favourites. But last season, they did Red Bull Ring Short, and that was just one of the best Clio races I've ever commentated on. I think it was like 25 laps, and the whole field was covered by a second for like 25 laps. It was
oh
just,
my God,
yeah, unreal driving. But the Clios never cease to bring up action, do they? They're always they're always bringing up good racing, and it's Prolapse 1-2 right at the moment, and Orthodub's up into second place, although rubbing indestructible wing mirrors with the only G at the moment. But and yeah, the G's gonna, oh no, he's not gonna get round there by the looks of it. Dan's gonna hold him off and push him right to the outside. That was rude. I bet they're in the party together and probably giggling about it, to be fair. This is giving John Boy an opportunity to go right round the outside of Dan. Dan comes across. He had a slow down, or is he letting G through? I think he might have had a slow down, or maybe he's bored and he decides he wants to go back to the back of the train and start all over again. But certainly all the wing mirrors are intact, but we knew they would be.
He's taken that because he knows that he's going to be with this group of four this group of five, including himself, for a while yet. And Dan's just taken that slow down so he can keep the fun. Oh, what a sideways move there by Dan! He really chucked it in for a bit of fun. Maybe he heard us on the stream there and he thought he'd do a little bit of showboating for us. But that was a nice little sort of chuck into that corner. But he wants to stick with this group of four. Oh, G's come out wide there to try and have a little move on John Boy, but couldn't make that stick. But Laney's still out front. There's going to be a chopping and changing on this one for at least for most of the race, I would say. So we've got another lap, and then pit window opens, mate.
Absolutely. In the comments, Nicky's here from Prolapse. I love you, Kelly and Mark. We love you too, Nicky.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless him. My teammate for next year over on Simplay, and Nicky again, Laney and Dan, Team Prolapse certainly are, and doing very well at the moment. Nicky, they are as well. Well, Laney is. Dan's playing around again.
He's there.
You know, he is. If he's showboating with his slides, then he should know better. He lost a race win on Simplay last week. When they did, now what did they do? Texas Motor Speedway Oval in the NASCARs, and Daniel did his bit of showboating out in front, lost it, and then came into the pits too fast and got disqualified after 150 laps or whatever it was, 160 laps. Yeah. Showboating doesn't get you anywhere. You know, it ain't.
God.
You know,
it's not clever.
It's not clever. It's not clever, man. No, it's not clever. It might look cool, but it ain't clever.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't see Lewis Hamilton doing that, do you? When he's trying to win his championship. He might do the donuts at the end at Abu Dhabi, but that's about it. But John Boy's managed to get himself up into first, and Laney's now hit back down to fourth. But
all chop and
again,
change
means nothing really. But this group seems to pull away. Is there any chance that Kurt can bridge that gap? He's currently in about 5 seconds behind.
Well, he's got his own problems. Him and Melted Dazzler are going at it pretty hard, swapping positions forward and back and whatever. And on track, it doesn't look like a lot, does it? But in the Clio, 5 seconds, give or take, four and a bit is quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. So Dan's actually taken a penalty at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the timings board to see what if I can get this moving over. On the penalty, so the G's got 3, Dan's only got 1 second, so it's kind of neither here nor there. But a second's a fair bit in this world of Clios. But that won't be the only penalties we have by the end of the night, mate. We'll have quite a few,
no doubt.
Sure.
No doubt. Most of the field.
No one's gone in the pits. No one's gone in the pits yet.
Vigler, as you just say it, Vigler's just gone in. Just as you said it. There you go. So first person to blink on the pit stops on lap 14. Pit window was 13 onwards, so they can take their pits any time between now and lap 39. So Vigler's the first one.
There's your quick fit, guys.
Quick fit, more like no, I bet not. There's nothing quick about these guys at all, unless you want your headlights changed, and then they're amazing. but they never need to do mirrors because the mirrors are indestructible. But they can do headlights and stuff like that in a millisecond. But don't ask them to change tyres. Sometimes they don't even bother. Sometimes they won't even do it. You know, the most ignorant pit crew you've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, there's a setting I only found out this the other day on Project Cars. You can have like all the realism up high, so you can have pit crew errors come in.
Yeah.
So they'll drop like a nut or something like that, so the wheel doesn't go on, and you know, other things that can happen in reality. To be honest, which to be honest, I think this pit crew probably would drop a few nuts, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah. You say all the things that happen in reality, except actually doing it quickly, because they never do anything quickly. That's why so many of the championships on Motive and on Simplay as well, the guys just don't want to change tyres because it takes so incredibly long for the mechanics to do it, and if they do it at all. And we've had some certainly had some races this season where it's been a wet to dry or dry to wet, and the guys just the pit crew haven't bothered. They just we want wet tyres now. We can't be bothered to put wets on. Let's have another pair of slicks. You know, they are useless. But it's enough about the pit crew.
You don't like them fellas, do you?
Well,
You'll have a word with them, you know.
They've only got one job, Mark, innit? They've only got one job, and they don't do that, you know. So, you know,
I know.
I'm sure, and I hope and pray that Slightly Mad Studios, whether if they're doing a Project Cars 4, because we don't talk about 3 because it was rubbish. If they're doing a Project Cars 4, I really do hope that they, make the pit crew a little bit sharper, please. If anyone's listening from
anyone listening from the crew, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this gaggle of 5 are coming up fairly close to some back markers I noticed on the previous view. So we'll start to see them come up to that. In fact, if I go to bring the map up on the screen, you'll see that. So you can see over. I'm assuming you can see the map on your side.
I can.
Kelly.
Yeah.
So that gaggle of 5 looks like one complete circle. Coming up to, looks like a couple of back markers. I'd assume that's Valigric and Cobb. Maybe they're both pitted, which is why they're currently that far back.
You must be right. Well, we know Vigo's pitted for sure, so yeah, you're probably exactly right.
Melt is just coming in for his pit, his mandatory pit stop. I doubt anybody's changing any tyres on this race. It's not the kind of car where you do that. I tell you, a race in a car where you should change tyres, and that's the Renault, Formula Renault. On a full feature race, you should absolutely change the tyres because they really tail off pretty quickly. And when you get a nice fresh pair of boots on, it's like a completely different car when you've gone back in again. It is like heaven. It really is. I mean, and they've done really well with this game in terms of the realism. That people say that the tyre wear in this thing is not that real, but it is actually. It's not too bad for a simulator with regards to the tyres tailing off towards the end of, say, 20 laps, and then you put a fresh pair on, and it's a completely different car. It's just like it was back on the first lap.
Let's be fair to the game. The game was 2017. The game is 4 years old now, and you know as well as anybody, Mark, that in the software IT kind of world, that's a lifetime. A lifetime.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? It's been such a good game for so long. There is talk of a touring car game coming very, very soon, which is supposed to be very good. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's supposed to be very, very good. Coming very soon.
Do you know which platform? Is it on PS?
I think it's going to come. I think it's coming PC first, and then maybe to PS5. But don't quote me on that too much. But I know it's coming. So yeah, I mean that's something to look forward to, and there's a lot of hype about that, and apparently it's going to be very good. So that's something to look forward to. But this game, I mean, I'm a big fan of this game. There is things that we would like to change, and again, sim racing itself has become so much more popular in the last couple of years that surely these software studios are looking at making it more more compatible for sim racing, and I know ACC is very much more a platform for sim racing, for kind of proper esports kind of stuff. But yeah, so many people don't get on with it quite so well. I mean, I've never played ACC, so I don't know. But
yeah, I'm just looking at the game. Is it BTCC 2022? Is that
could well be? Could well be, my friend. Yeah. Absolutely.
Just looking at it, I'll have a read about that.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good, and there's a lot of hype about it for sure. So we'll look forward to that. I reckon these 5, are just playing at it. I think they're probably all in a party, and they're just playing. Yeah,
just
absolutely.
saying, we'll just do this for Kelly and Martin.
We'll just make it interesting
Don't do
for
anything.
them. Yeah. In the chat, we got Nicky saying that Dan knows what he's doing, gets a bit bored and he drops back. Yeah, I know that, Nicky. I have a little bit of experience with Dan's what Dan does. And Simplay boys better be ready for me and Kelly. Wow, you're quite right, Nicky. They better be ready for us on track. There's got to be somebody at the back. So looking forward to that. And Nicky again saying Motive Racing rocks. Yes, it does. We thoroughly enjoy being involved with all that Motive do. Is Touring Car been postponed this weekend, or is that still on?
It is postponed, yeah.
It is postponed,
it's been moved to the following weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, thanks to Motive for moving all their schedule around to accommodate the 24-hour. That's last race of the season as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Over to Brands
GP.
Is it?
Brands GP.
Brands?
I can't tell you. I do have touring car information in front of me, and it is Brands GP. Yeah.
No, it's not, mate. It's
you
National.
are right.
It's here. It's here.
It's Stone National. No, you're quite right. It's not the last round of the season. There's another round after that, which is Brands GP. So just
going to check the date on when Silverstone National. Yes, it's on the 2nd of May. So yes, they've postponed it for a week.
Yes.
Which has to be done because we're all going to be completely shattered by the end of Saturday.
Thank God it's a bank holiday weekend, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? On the day of Saturday, I've got my brother-in-law round and his family, and we're having a barbecue. So I said to my wife,
you entertain them.
Well, I'm the man who does the barbecue in the house.
Of course you are, because you're a man.
Man have
time,
fire.
innit?
Man have fire. Man will cook.
Yeah, man have meat.
Man have meat. So that'll be one of my break times. I'll take a couple of hours out for that, but that's the max amount of time I'm spending with my brother-in-law and his wife and family. Sorry, I do love them.
It sounds like it. Yeah, sorry, can't chat to you. I'm in the middle of a racing.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You cook your own sausages.
There's your tongs. There's your matches. Crack on. By the way, do me a burger while you're at it.
Yeah. Tongs are in the drawer, burgers are in the freezer. Crack on. I'll have cheese on mine and a beer.
Crack on. Yeah. So I'll be taking at least a couple of hour break on that one. It'd be a good time for me to just, let's be honest, 24-hour, mate. I mean, I'm one person, is
crazy.
Is a tall order. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah. And mate,
Absolutely.
the only type of all-nighters that I pull nowadays is not getting up to the loo in the middle of the night, So, pulling an all-nighter is going to be, it's going to be...
Talk about a little story for the viewers and all that from last night, because we've got a little dog, and he sleeps in our bedroom, bless him. He's only a little dog, he's a sweet little thing. First ever time, he's 3 years old, woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, said, I need you to take me out. But bless him, he's never done that.
Right.
Ever, but at least he woke us up. Do you know what I mean? Says I need to go out. Do you
Absolutely.
know what I mean? So I'm down there with my bloody slippers outside in the garden. He's doing his business down the end of the garden, but God, dear me, that's what happened to me at 3 a.m. this morning.
Well, he'll be able to keep you company on the weekend, won't he?
Yeah, bless him. That's right. He'll sit next to me while I'm in the seat driving around the Nordschleife. Anyway, back to the race. Let's see, we've still got this gaggle of 5 people having a right old tussle. And they're getting mixed up with a few of the back markers by the looks of it. So let's go back on board with the G. The G's currently leading the group with Laney in second place and Delore in third. John Boy in 4th, and Dan still in that group, bringing it up into 5th place. So well and truly sort of out in front. Kurt's 17 seconds behind. He hasn't pitted, otherwise we'd expect to see a bigger gap than 17 seconds. We'd see at least well up into close to the 30s, I would say. So this group of 5 have just kind of,
got away
with it.
And
Dan's tailed off a little bit, unfortunately.
He's backed off. What's happened to Dan?
Don't know, actually. Needs to get his head down if he wants to get back in with the fun with this group of 4. But yeah, the G is doing as usual, commanding the race. As I say, Laney's my bet. Come on, mate. This is for you. This is for your pay rise.
Oh, well, if there was Dan goes into the pits, I thought he might do that. I thought he might go into the pits just then. Yeah, because he'd fallen so far back. It was probably the most sensible thing to do. Wow, I didn't. If there was a pay rise on offer in my world, I'd probably win a few more races. To be fair, you'd see I'd be much more motivated. We've got in the chat what we got. The wall saying. You should try ACC, Kelly, that sound in big capitals of the cars. So yeah, apparently it sounds really nice, ACC.
Does sound good.
Right, it is something I should try, you're quite right. And Nikki's saying I need to get a bit more time in on ACC, the sound is amazing. So certainly got the sound sorted out.
So do I, actually, mate.
Yeah.
I need to give it some justice. I bought it not so long ago because look at these all 4
all of them
them.
come in.
Look at them. Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's go back to the who's at the back of this group. It's John Boy. Just in terms of the grid spots, John Boy's come out first.
They should all they should all come out quite evenly. There's no reason. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there's no reason why they shouldn't come out reasonably evenly. These two have. What's John Boy doing
over there? John Boy pulled over.
No, I tell you, these guys are messing about. I tell you. So where's Dan in all this? Where's Dan going to come back out?
Is Dan still out in the? He's not gone in yet. So he's.
Dan's pitted. So where is he?
He's already pitted.
Relation?
That's true.
Yeah. So he's going to come out behind G. Right behind G.
Yeah, literally behind G. He's done well there, caught up.
Yeah, G's fallen back quite a bit, hasn't he? He's lost out to.
Did he change tyres?
I wouldn't have thought so. He'd still be in there, wouldn't he?
But he was in that group though, wasn't he?
I know.
So.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if his pit stop was just longer. I don't know. Maybe his mechanics don't like him. I don't know. So maybe the pit stop, the lollipop guy doesn't like G, and maybe held him a bit longer. I'm not sure. I don't think he would have changed tyres. He would have been in there longer than that if he'd changed tyres. But
could have been, yeah. But that makes Laney in the lead now in terms of this group, the old original
lead,
gaggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So we got another 13 laps or 12 laps, 12 laps to go. So still all to play for. Net leader is Laney at the moment. All the guys. Oh, who's that? Getting very sideways, very sideways. WSRJ getting a very Larry there, getting out of the way of the leaders, and so Laney coming up.
Not the leaders. They won't have the blue flag because.
He's for position. Yeah.
For position, yeah. You can see if Laney's going to do a late break here. Watch him. There he goes, late break. Good old drive there, by
To be fair, I don't think Jay was particularly getting in the way there, was he? He knew this wasn't really for position, but
true. He's back on him behind there, but yeah, you're right. He knows that Laney's on it.
Absolutely.
So a bit of a gap now from Laney to John Boy.
That top 5 has all spaced out a bit now, haven't they?
They have, haven't they?
Yeah. The pit stop really has kind of ruined that battle for us all, really.
Yeah, but I mean, that sometimes can be the curse of the pits, but also the beauty of the pits to really mix up the race. As I say, I go back to that Texas road course one when Laney left his pit till the very last lap, and I was saying he's going to come out, and he did, sure enough, come out in front of a gaggle of around 3 or 4 cars and go on to win the race. It was a great strategic move by Laney, to be honest. While he was also driving on the infield bit, you remember, everyone was on the banking bit, and he was on the bit where I was going, what the hell's he doing? You remember that point? So Kirk's at the moment the natural leader, but looks like he hasn't pitted yet at the front on the 30th lap with 10 more laps to go, with Nick Lavilla in second place, also yet to pit. Dewis Rocket in third, also yet to pit. Laney, who has pitted. WSRJ, I don't believe has pitted. John Boy has. I'm not. Was he in that group? I think.
Yes, he was.
In
yeah,
that group, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got the G and Dan in 9th place, a fair old 3 seconds behind the only G.
Absolutely, they've all kind of spaced out a little bit. So just jumping to the chat again, Sam M. Some great racing from all the drivers tonight across both tiers. Already looking forward to next season. Yes, indeed. Thank you for your comments, Sam. Clio's never cease to entertain. So yes, there'll be another season. I believe it'll be season 9, will it? I think we're on season 8, aren't we?
Season
7.
No,
sorry,
it'll be season 8. It'll be season 8. It'll be season 8, won't it? Yeah,
absolutely. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I think G's already done the courses. The timetable for the Clios.
Yes, so get signed up. Yeah, people.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you fancy it, Sam M, sign up for tier 2 if you can get in. I don't know if you can, because there'll probably be only a gap of about 4 or 5 weeks, and then we'll be back on again. So looking forward to another season of Clios.
I think Laney's either took it, just while you were talking, either took a slowdown, or he wants John Boy to be near him to have a bit of fun with him, which is fair enough. He's in no contention to win the race, but Laney likes a bit of fun, right? So he's got himself close to John Boy, because he was probably pulling away. But and Valigre goes WSRJ goes a little bit wide there on that corner. Delorie's tyres were falling off there, by the look of it.
Yeah, he was certainly outsawing the wheel there, by the looks of it.
They were, weren't they?
Yeah,
absolutely. So we've got 9 laps to go, and John Boy, if he wins this or even comes second, is pretty well sorted. One thing we've missed, Luti's out. Luti's not in the list.
Where is Luti? And what does that do for the championship? Because Luti was in third, wasn't he?
That's a good point, actually. Let's have a look.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
did Luti even start the race? I don't even know. I mean, I'm so busy chatting to you that I've hardly watched the race.
don't know, mate, actually, whether he, I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't remember seeing him anywhere, but we were concentrating on the top 5 for quite a while. So I don't know what's happened to Luti.
So Dan, where's Dan at the moment? Dan has got an outside chance.
He's at 9th at the moment. So
9th. Well, there's a few people to pit.
Yeah,
I can tell you. Okay, here we go. I've got it all on a Google document somewhere.
9th gets 11 points for 9th, doesn't he?
But he won't finish there, mate, because
you're right, he won't.
Yet to. Yeah. So I think let's say he finishes
5th or 6th,
4th or 5th.
Yeah.
If he finishes 5th, which is 23 points.
Yep.
He will basically, a mental math of the previous race. I think he was ahead of Luti on the previous race. So, Dan Manan
could end up
you
third.
You could get that lovely bronze medallion around your neck.
Yeah. I didn't realise they gave out medallions. Well, there we go. Is yours Pride of Place on the mantelpiece, is it?
Oh yeah, it's up there right now. I'm just looking at it right now, just over to my left-hand shoulder, and I polish it every day.
I bet. Yep, absolutely. And I would too if I had one. Yep. So Nick Navilla and the House Rocker have both come in to do their pit stop. Laney, as we say, is net first in this one. Kurt's still staying out, might stay out to the dying moments, but it's Laney with John Boy back in close company. The only G, a few seconds back. Delore, Jay in the mix there as well. We don't think Jay's pitted yet, so and then Dan in 7th at the moment. So looks like Dan has got a good chance of ending up 3rd in the championship. If the maths work out like we think they do, as we lost Luty early on in the session. Look at these two going at it. Laney and John Boy, they're not. Neither one. I mean, John Boy's got this, second place sewn up. He can't beat the G. He's not going to go. He's not going to get beaten by anybody else. So he might as well have fun here with Laney, mightn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. See if you can see a bit of a slide from Laney around this first corner, like we've been seeing from the others. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
A little bit of slide sound around that, caressing the slide, as I said before.
Well, that's it. Yeah. You and the slider. Are getting
absolutely.
It on. Yeah.
Getting it on. Slamming on the brakes. In fact, let's go round with Laney on a lap round on board, and I'll do that as we start the. I'll come back to John Boy while we're waiting for Laney to start a fresh lap. I'll talk the viewers around this Silverstone National track as we go around in a second. Oh, very tight on his rear end there to get round as they're coming into. Oh, he's got a bit wide there as. Sorry, I mean a bit deep.
Yeah.
And coming in tight now. So let's go on board with Laney to take the viewers round the cockpit view from Laney's point of view. So going past the old start-finish straights, that's the old pit, because this uses the old pit for the national circuit. This particular corner is where you get a good bit of slide. You see he's turning into the skid there. It's typically a 4th gear corner. As you're coming into that, and see that John Boy is right in his mirrors here, but then he goes out wide and then comes in tight, hits the corner of the apex there and goes into, shoves on the brakes. Always important to get as tight as possible for that corner there. Leave yourself out wide so you get as much speed through onto this straight. Great use of that corner there by Laney. Moving over to the right hand side of the track, ready for the start of Spoon. Going out wide, coming down to 3rd gear, tight on the corner, as tight as you possibly can do. Going out wide, great lap here by Laney, really well orchestrated here. Coming in tight and sort of feeding it round this very, very tricky corner back out to another lap. It's always a very quick lap, about 1 minute, mate.
Yes, indeed, and quick track. So quick laps. Nicely done, Mark.
Yeah, it's just a great view from Laney there. I mean, you can see he does a lot of go-karting for real. He works at a go-kart track, and he's got an MX-5 he takes on track days and things like that. So
we won't hold that against him.
His hairdresser's car, as you say.
Would I dare?
Would you dare? He's very handy, obviously on sim and also in real life, and a great man in real life as well. He's a real hard worker in the company that I work for, and does a really good job for everybody, and just a pleasant guy to be around, and a good laugh. God, he likes a drink.
I like him already.
Yeah, there you go, mate. There you go. Kurt V's staying out as long as possible to make him, feel that I won tier 2 and I am leading tier 1 as we speak. But sorry. I've got to go in and have a pit stop. So he's yet to do that. So that Laney's well and truly out front. Oh, very close here with John Boy now. John Boy's come right alongside him. Let's see how they come into this corner here.
Yes, indeed. Oh, they go side by side. Good racing from these two. Apologies for Mart's little slip up there. Don't worry yourself about it, my friend. I've said much worse. So.
Just a one-off is quite hard sometimes.
It is. Get carried away. And,
I think that's probably my first one since we've been commentating, so apologies.
Yeah. And as I said, I've done much worse. So,
Absolutely. So here comes Laney out tight into this corner. John Boy still keeping him well and truly honest as we head to the last two laps is surely going to be the front two with Kurt, who is now come into the pits. Here we go. He's doing his mandatory pit stop. So let's have a good old watch of these last two as the entertainers for the last round of the Clio Cup Clio Cup Tier 1 championship. With well and truly the only G has won this, but let's see how these two can see the last two laps, sorry. Oh,
yes.
Come right across.
Yes, indeed. And I've been calling the corner towards the pits club. I was incorrect. That was Brooklands and Luffield. I knew that. I knew that, really. Club is on the other side of the track.
It looks like a club, though. It looks like a golf club, like we said.
Well, yeah, it kind of does, yeah.
I'm going to call it club. I'm going to call it club.
Well, it's not, but you can, if you like. But it's Luffield.
Look at the G. The G's come in for a bit of fun.
That's right. He's found a second gear, and he's back on this one in the last lap. He just pops up from nowhere, doesn't he?
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere for don't forget about me.
That's right. Don't forget about me. I'm the champion here.
Exactly.
As they're on the last lap. So this is still anybody's race for these three here, isn't it? G is the only one with a penalty, of course, so he's unlikely to win it. So it's going to be Laney or John Boy, really. Look at that. Look. It's like, hello, the G's here. Oh, bit of pushing and shoving as John Boy gives him a nudge as they go round onto the straight. I can't remember what that straight. I don't. It doesn't say what that straight's called. National Straight.
It's a straight.
It's the straight. Yeah. As they come into, that's the Wellington Straight. They come into Brooklands and round Luffield for the last time. And as you can probably imagine, I've just brought up the track map after on the last lap.
John Boy.
John Boy is he's going to be it. It's going to be John Boy.
Yeah, John Boy with a G, but it looks like Laney will have second place because
they all slide about, messing about.
Laney takes second place. Delory takes third because of the penalties that G got, and Dan got fifth. Be really interested to see if Dan did get that third place in the championship. We'll have to do some mathematics here, mate.
Sure.
So let me just see if I can
I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that, and I'll just give a rundown of where we were. So, with the win, it was John Boy, second in the championship. Laney was in second, Delory third. The only G with the penalty dropped back to fourth. Dan in fifth, also with a penalty, but there was no one close to him, so he didn't really make any difference. He ends up fifth. Melty Dazza in sixth. Kurt V, Tier 2 champion. Good showing from him in the Big Boy League. He put his big boy pants on and came up in here and ends up in seventh place. To Huis Rocker, or the House Rocker, to give him his proper name, is in 8th place. Vigla ended up in 9th. Nick de Villa in 10th, and that's all I can see on my screen because Mart is in charge of the buttons. Plenty of penalties, as you can see. The only G with a 6-second penalty again. Dan with a 5-second, but as I said, he was well in front anyway. Fastest. Who had the fastest lap? The G. No. John Boy. Seems
Laney?
to be 102. No, Laney. Yes, 102.42. So that would be Laney with the fastest lap on that one. So have you done your maths? Do we know?
You'd have to confirm to me what the results were for the sprint, but basically based on that, Dan was around 20. It was 21. What was the results in
six for Dan and 8th for Luty, I think it was.
Well, then Dan's got third place.
Okay, so it looks like we know the championship winner was the only G. We knew that coming into the thing. So congratulations to retaining that title. John Boy was second place, so a good run from him and a good season from him, actually. He manages to end up in second place in the championship, and we believe, and we are just the commentators, so don't shoot us if we're wrong, that it's Unorthodox Dan who moves into third place in the championship, just knocking Luty out of that third place. So we believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Mark, some great racing again. Any final thoughts from you?
Yeah, final thoughts. First of all, thanks for having me in your commentary box over this season. It's been great to spend a few more races with you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you here, my friend.
Looking forward to next season, spending some more time with you in the commentary box. And yeah, it's been exciting, close racing, and today didn't disappoint. Congratulations to John Boy on getting the win in the feature, and congratulations on getting second, and obviously, of course, congratulations to the G for retaining the championship. So yeah, loved it, mate. Thank you very much for having me.
And it's been a pleasure to have you here, Mark. It's I thoroughly enjoy commentating with you. We have some fun and we have some laughs. So I look forward to commentating with you again in the future. Let's do a bit of housekeeping. I'd like to say a big thank you to Silent X Energy for sponsoring the Clio season. Those guys I've done some discounts for Motive as well, so go over to their website. You can get a 15%, I believe it is, discount with a Motive code. So thank you very much to Silent X Energy. Thank you for all the admin team here at Motive and everything they do to put these events on. We thoroughly enjoy commentating and getting involved, so it takes a lot of organising to do all these championships. So big thanks to all the Motive boys, and big thank you to you guys out there who watch regularly, and those of you who just joined us. In fact, thank you ever so much for your company. We've thoroughly enjoyed reading your comments and you guys adding to the banter and backing us up on stuff. Thank you ever so much. Not much more for us to say, really. Big congratulations to the Only G. The new season is coming, round season 8. If you want to sign up and get involved, go over to motiveracing.com. You can sign up and get involved in all sorts of stuff. If you think that you can race, you think you can race well, join the Clios. If you think you could be a steward or a commentator, if you fancy mine or Mark's job, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. So sign up for it. We're always keen to have new people involved. So from me, from Mark, and all the Motive team, thank you ever so much for your company, and take care of yourselves. Good night. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Thank you, G.
You came out of nowhere.
Yeah. That was.
I had to wait for all of them in the pits. It's so annoying.
Because they wouldn't release until you went past. Yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, right.
We were trying to work out what had happened because you all went in together, and then you came out last, right back, and Dan kind of had a slow. I don't know what happened to Dan before his pit stop, you got held up for ages, and we were trying to work out why. But yeah, obviously they held you because other cars in the pit lane, wasn't it? Yeah. So there we go.
Madness. It was good though. Well, congratulations.
Were you 5 just dicking about? Were you in a party together? No. I thought you 5 were just dicking about.
There was no movement of change. Well, there was a little bit, but there's like 5 of you together, literally for like, what, 10, 15, 20 laps?
No, I don't.
Had a slowdown or something, and John Boy sat behind him.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, because we were chatting about that, then all of a sudden you appeared on the scene in like the last 2 laps. It's like, where did G come from? It's like you just teleported in, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little battle
towards the end there. Yeah, it looks like Dan got 3rd place in the championship because Luty, don't know what happened.
Ahead of him.
Dolores.
Dan in the sprint race.